So can we
Yeah,
chat?
I didn't have hands like Brandon Wong. That's for
So
sure.
won't keep you too long. We've been going good. This has been great. One last area we can chat about maybe is your 7 NHL main camps and being cut, but also with Don Cherry, Brophy, Keenan, and your wheeling experience kind of
Yeah.
thing.
Well, it was always a thing where, I even when I was in the A, I was on one-way AHL contracts, but they always wanted me in NHL. I went to Florida twice. I went to Columbus Blue Jackets camp, which like this is like in like 2002, one stuff like that, like where it was me, Riley Cote, Nate Kaiser, on the line, and the first shift, someone like there's 3 fights in the first couple minutes, like because there was 2 spots on every team in the NHL for fighters. So I remember having to fight in exhibition games and stuff like that. But it was a real eye opener. It was a great opportunity to see how these guys live. When I was with Milwaukee for 2 years, I went to Nashville's training camp 2 years in a row, and for a long time it was about a month being there because they get there early and stuff like that. And you learn a lot from these guys. I mean, Paul Correa was there before anyone. Every time I got there, he's doing his band work and he's stretching, and he's like, this guy's already made how many millions of dollars, and he's already proven himself. And the fact that he's here, and then I'm leaving after, and we had a skate, I had lots of stuff, and he's out there working on his sticks and stuff. It's like, these guys, you always see the same common denominator with these McDavid and McKinnon and Crosby, is that you don't hear about, oh my God, he's just such a natural. Crosby's not a natural. McKinnon's not a natural. Like, these guys just work harder than everybody else.
Yeah.
And they eat, sleep, and breathe it. Yeah. And I think that, like myself, I had fun, and I could have worked a bit harder, could have went out a bit less, but I felt like I worked as hard as I could to get the best out of myself. And it could take you so far, but you hear about these common denominators with these guys, and it's all about, man, McDavid, like, when he wake up in the morning, his first thing he eats, he's thinking about hockey, what's going to be the best for him, or what's going to make his legs heavy for that game, or that, and it's next level, really. Yeah. But you can do it. I mean, they're all committed. Yeah.
He's committed and willing to put in way longer hours than everyone else. Even yourself, I remember getting to the rink 2 hours before where we needed to be when I was in my younger days. By the end of it, things weren't going as well, but I was there like 3 hours before the game at one point. I remember some of the early guys, you just fit that into your routine, and I didn't mind it. Just a little more time at the rink, a little more quiet time. We could kind of bring some pregame meal there, or you could listen to music. You could kind of watch on TV in the workout room, like the NHL highlights from the night before or something. But you just,
and it's funny too, like it's hard when you're in it, especially if you're really good and you're high traffic and stuff. I think you don't appreciate it, and you want to leave the rink right after practice to go sit by the pool or wherever. But you really do miss it as soon as it's over. And what all these training camps I went to, I will throw a quick chirp in here to the Oilers, because I went to Edmonton's main camp. This is when they had Hall and Nugent Hopkins. They were rookies, right? They looked like just baby face guys. And, I played for Springfield that year for the AHL team with Shemp and those guys. But, I go in there, tip-top shape, and half the guys didn't do fitness testing, and the coaches let them not do fitness testing. And then we had inter-squad games, and I ran over Hemsky and had to fight Staios or one of their guys. And I remember in the exit meetings, McTavish and Buckberger was my coach in Springfield, and he was a great guy. He loved me. But, you're the guy that ran over Hemsky, all this stuff. And I'm like, I said, like, I feel like there's a reason why you guys don't win. You have all these first-round draft picks. You have all these skilled guys and stuff. But I've been to training camps where these guys are fighting for spots. Even their top players are but to have 15 guys sit out of the fitness testing and then pretty much have no body contact and all this stuff, it was ridiculous. And I was like, it was funny because I could clearly see that this organization, who was run by a bunch of great guys, but they all won Stanley Cups in the 80s and stuff. Like everyone was part of that club, which is great. But it was like, man, if you guys have all these first rounders and all these draft picks and everything else, and you can't, I feel bad, but and I don't know if culture's changed. I think I played in Springfield in 2007, but that just goes to show you, if the coaches and everybody else don't tell these people, like, this is how you got to play. You got to winning's not easy. The higher you go. So you can have 6 first overall picks. Like the fact that they have those, overall picks, I can't do something with it or make trades, but it just goes to show you it's not all about skill. You got to have that other part of it.
You bring good points. It's funny, good little chirp there, but also it sounds like too, right? Like at that point in that top level that they're paying guys so much money. Guys are big time assets that they're kind of coming in and not earning anything. It's just like, this is your place on the team and you gotta perform. But at the same time, you need guys learning from the bottom up to earn their spots.
Yeah, and that organization was not safe. That organization was not like that. I remember playing in the A, and first of all, I'm a heavyweight and I'm fighting all the time. And I'm probably fifth or sixth defenseman, playing quite a bit though, like, average normal shift. We had guys, like Brian Young would, go to the coast because he wasn't really playing for us. He was 7th, 8th defenseman. Then we'd call him up. He'd play one game, barely play, and then they'd call him up to Edmonton. And I'm like, what the hell's going on here? Like, because he was a draft pick, because they had money invested into him, and they want to give you every opportunity. And I can sit here and say, oh, I should have played, but it's like, you got that opportunity, you got to do something with it, right? So giving them free passes doesn't teach them anything. It just goes to show you can just work average hard. You can go to the coast to play a bit, play a game in the A, and then you get the NHL game, you get like the ultimate prize. I'm sitting here like being like, what's going on here? The guy doesn't play nearly as much as me, but organizations like that, that's not how it works. It's
funny.
The other way. You got to earn it.
Yeah. The guys coming up, and that's why they say all these journeymen going up, how much they've earned it day by day, game by game. Even having over 100 pro games or 200 pro games is a lot.
It is.
Like yourself having 700 pro games, and obviously over 200, whatever.
Hard-earned games too. A lot of,
a lot of ice days for you. I remember that, and a lot of guys in the team. But at the end of the day, I think these young kids just need to know, like you said, opportunity. You take full advantage of it. You got to show yourself out, showcase yourself there. You got to wear the yellow jersey. Got to prove that you want that spot on the team, even if the odds and percentages are extremely low because they have that draft pick, because they're tossing lots of money into that one player beside you. But you still can prove, and not only you might fail by being cut, but that proves to yourself whatever you're going to do later on. Another tryout or even after you're done hockey, you're going to be able to prove that somewhere else anyways. So
exactly, like, I can be negative about it and say, oh, I never played in the NHL, or I got cut from all the NHL team stuff, or you can take the positives out of it and just think of the tough skin you got, what you saw, what you learn about yourself. Every time you fail, it's an opportunity to get better, and there's not a lot of guys that, even if you listen to people that have made it in anything, whatever, usually a point in that story that's rock bottom, or a point in that story that I was going to give up, or I took a risk, and that's what it's all about. It's even now, I'm older, I'm 39 years old now. If I'm not happy what I'm doing right now, or if I want to do something different or have a change, it's risky. It's scary. You take a jump, and then just like hockey players, it's like, you got to get out of your comfort zone. If the coach isn't playing you, and you think you're the best, you're the most skilled guy on the team, well then what? You got to play that year. This is one of your, when you're 11, 12, 13 years old, like those years are crucial. And if you're not playing, you're not getting better. So yeah, you don't like the coach, or you don't agree with the coach, but what can I do to play? He needs me to work harder, or he needs me to kill penalties and do this more, then that's what I'm going to do, because that's going to make me better, So all good little, some advice from an old journeyman.
That's right. That's right. No, it's great. So we'll wrap it up there, but appreciate you coming on, and hopefully we can have you back again and share more stories.
Yeah, I'm sorry about the noise. I was working in Toronto. I was supposed to be at home, so I came into this restaurant before it opened. They let me sit down in the corner, and now it's full. Everyone's looking at me like, look at this guy. But
Just
anyways,
you got the technology these days, and we can hear you anyways well with the AirPods.
perfect.
Anyway, so, but thanks a lot there, Rennie, for your time
Thank
and
you, buddy.
answers, and hopefully some of these young kids can listen up and apply it to their hockey game or their real life experiences.
Sure.